365, your daily dose of music content. I'm your host, FIFA 24/7, here with Mr. Kenneth B. Inge. And today, it's a throwback. We talking A$AP Rocky, Live, Love, A$AP. Now, here's the thing. We always start with the report card. But Ken, before we jump into the report card, I want to ask this question. Did this came out in 2011? Has your opinion changed, yes or no, on this project?
No.
Okay, interesting. Alrighty. So, Ken, the features. How'd you feel about the features? We got Schoolboy, Space Ghost Perp, A$AP 12E, A$AP Nast, Chance Infinite, A$AP Ferg. Yeah, and there's a couple of other ones, but
C-. Schoolboy was really the only good one to me.
And Space Ghost did his thing on Purple Swag.
It's crazy how Space Ghost is just
nothing.
Yeah, he had a nice little cult following, had a nice little run, and now it's just he's just.
So
gone.
did Clams.
Yeah.
So did Clams. The features, I give them a B. I liked A$AP Ferg. Definitely, Schoolboy stole the show. And the other A$AP guys, they was all right on the joints that they was on. It was cool. What about the production, Cam?
I always did like the production. I think I spoke highly of the production when we did it last time, or at least I mentioned I did like the production on here, and it's still the same. So I still had a B with the production. Okay. We didn't grade it back then, but if I'm grading it today, it's a B. Yeah,
to me, B+, A-. Like, I missed the bump in the whip. Dish, bro, I was bumping this on the way here. I'm like, damn. Now, here's the one thing, Ken. When I want to listen to A$AP, I don't necessarily go back to this project. You know what I'm saying? But whenever I do go back, it always reminds me, like, yo, this shit was knocking. What about the rapping on here, Ken?
Damn.
Yeah,
man. He definitely got a lot better. And found his pocket, found his thing. But nah, man, C, bro.
I'm at a C+, B- because there were songs on here where he was in his bag, and then there were songs it's like, you still figuring it out.
Yeah.
And you could definitely hear that. Obviously with hindsight being 2020, we know what he sounds like now, and obviously this is what he sounded like when he first started. So somebody like Mike Dimes, when we're we're not talking negative, we're just saying, bro, like, there's just more work to be done.
Yeah.
And A$AP is another one of those dudes that came out like there's something there, but he perfected his craft later on. So it's okay. What about overall?
Overall, on the re-listen, it's probably about C+.
It's a B for me. It's a solid B, almost B plus.
I thought all these years later that it's possible I may feel differently, but I did not.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I wanted to talk about this, Ken, because it's 13 years old, so we're talking almost a decade and a half now. And for me, re-listening it, going through the whole thing, because if I do go back, I listen to the songs I like, right? But going back and giving it a full listen, it has aged gracefully. It didn't age like fine wine, but it has aged gracefully for being as old as it is now. And I think we got to give Rocky a lot of credit for coming in and being completely different, a New York nigga that sound like a down south nigga, number one, and utilizing the production that he did, because I don't mean this in a classic type of way, but a lot of the production on here is timeless, meaning that you can't pinpoint when it was, because if Brand New Guy came out today in 2024, people will go crazy. Yeah. That beat is hard. Yeah. It will go crazy. You know what I'm saying? And he has a couple of joints on here that are like that. Now, he does have a couple of joints on here that, didn't age as gracefully. You know what I'm saying? But for the totality of the project, it's like, bruh, I can't say this is mid-2000s. If this came out today, it would be as hard as it was back then. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this and revisit this project, because I'm a big ASAP guy, and listening to this again, you can hear the growth from the production, from him as an artist, like just everything. He's definitely a polished artist now versus where he was with this.
Yeah, I mean, Triller's still good.
Purple Swag, Chapter 2.
Peso, I think.
Peso's cool. Peso feel...
Oh, no, that's the Bone one.
Which one?
Peso.
Yeah.
I think it was Bass. Bass, brand new guy. Triller's good. I like that one. It gets a little rough here and there.
I like Keep It G. I like his verse. I like the beat. I didn't like the hook like that. Triller's cool. Get Lit. Was always one of my favorite ones. Obviously, that's a smoking type of song. You know what I'm saying?
Keep It G. I did. I do like Keep It G.
Keep It G is dope. So there's still joints on here. What's Up? You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like he got to remake What's Up. Like that's such a hard joint. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you got to remake that. But Ken, I like going back. I keep why don't I go back to this project? It's something I was asking myself, like, why don't I go back and listen to this project?
Yeah, I mean, even just off the production alone, you would think that. Not for me, but I could see
ASAP fans.
Yeah. As a person that loves music that bumps like this, I am surprised you wouldn't listen to this more often.
I don't know why. Maybe I don't have an answer. Because when I came, bro, I was literally bumping this as I was pulling up to the studio, and I'm like, yo, this shit is knocking.
Yeah, I was playing it here, and I was like, oh yeah, no, I still get the same vibes that I did. But I couldn't help but think about like starting from where he was at to getting all the way to Testing, which I really do like Testing. And I think that was actually probably the first one that I actually liked of his, because I wasn't too high on the second one either. But Testing was the one I was like, okay, now he's kind of I didn't know that he could be or was experimental, because he acknowledged right off rip that I'm in my Houston bag, like this. I'm influenced by Houston. This is my thing, and it worked for him. And then when you look at Mike Dimes and you do a comparison, who's from Texas, it makes sense. And that sound, that signature to Texas, almost sound like there's no expiration date to it. It's just a thing. It's syrupy sort of thing that they got going on that just works. So yeah, Mike Dimes definitely got a shot, and ASAP Rocky is a blueprint.
Yeah,
it's a model. It's a template.
100%.
So
100%. Not necessarily for where ASAP went. Because sonically, he is still Southern influence, but not like this project was. But at the growth of the artistry, 100% Mike Dimes can do that. But Ken, like I wanted to come back and revisit this one, man, because again, like I said, I feel that it has aged gracefully, and I think it'll be interesting in another 10 years. Like, I don't know where hip hop is going to be in 10 years. We're hearing a lot of different shit, so
yeah.
It'll be interesting to hear this 20 years from its release date,
I think it spotlights a lack of what he and others were doing back then in present day. There isn't that anymore.
People aren't pushing boundaries.
Yeah.
Everybody sounded the same because nobody sounded like this. Nobody sounds like ASAP. First of all,
but the crazy part about it is that he took an old sound and made it new and flipped it for his generation, his young crew, his fan base, his people growing up with him. So to be able to do that and make it work, and this whole we don't have that today. No. There's nobody doing that anymore. So hip hop's in an interesting space that's worth discussing. Yeah. Because where are the innovators? You know, and he wasn't doing anything original. He was taking something that was old and made it original-ish. And
he refreshed
and it worked. Yeah,
he bought a '67 Impala, put some work into it, and now that bit when he cruised down the street, you're like, oh goddamn, that shit looked like it was back in '67.
Yep. So,
that's what he did. That's what he did. But y'all know what it is, man. Another day, another review. Wait, hold on. Before we get into the end, still wouldn't recommend it?
I probably would.
Okay.
I don't particularly like it, but I know that this sound and what he was doing definitely appeals to a lot of people.
Gotcha.
So it has this mainstream, accessible sound
100.
to it. 100. So yeah, I can easily be like, hey, Spike, you kind of like that Southern stuff. You might like this guy right here.
Yep.
You know, the rapping ain't all the best right now, but there's a vibe to it. The production is really, really solid, and you may be able to tolerate the rapping just off the strength of the production. So yeah.
No, I feel you. Definitely recommendable. Replay value should be higher. Like I said, going back and through it, I'm like, why the fuck do I not? I'm never in the mood for it, Ken, which is interesting because his other projects, like my favorite project, if this wants to, At Long Last ASAP. That's my favorite. So when I'm in an ASAP Rocky mood, that's the one I go to. Canal Street, LSD, Excuse Me, Lord Pretty Flacco Jody, Electric Body, Jukebox Joints. It's like, this is the one. This is the one. However, I should be wanting to go back to that first one more because it bumps in the whip so heavy, you know? So replay should be higher. I think I'm gonna make a concerted effort to play it more. But I would recommend it, Ken. I would recommend it, especially for somebody that has heard later Rocky but don't know where he started. Like, hell yeah, you gotta go listen to this.
Yeah.
You know?
So.
But like I said, man, another day, another review. We out. Peace.